Special thank you to WB for giving me early access to MultiVersus so we can get an idea of how these characters play and function. Jason Voorhees is an absolute menace in MultiVersus, guys. One of the most played characters for me in this early build so far. He's really fun, gets a lot of kills super early on, and is kind of a bully. Actually, not kind of. He really is a bully. For more MultiVersus guides, you guys are going to want to hit that subscribe button and notification bell to stay in the loop and help raise that 38% even higher. Comment below what you guys want to see next. We already have a Joker Day 1 guide already on the channel, so feel free to check that out down below. Now, let's get into this video. So it's quite obvious, Jason is a tank and a pretty heavy one among the cast, guys. And not only that, he does hit like a truck. This dude can kill pretty early on, and his damage is no joke. Seriously, you do not want to mess around with this character. You don't want to be above him. But let's talk about his kit real quick. He has a lot of kill combos, kill setups as well, but the crazy part is a lot of it is actually guaranteed, guys. Straight up RIP Gizmo and Harley players if they decide to stay above him for whatever reason. I'm gonna show you guys how to do all that in this Day 1 guide. Jason's best move in his kit is his jab. Jason's jab is a 3-hitting move, and the 3rd hit actually is a grab. So you could do and you could actually turn it around if you, at the last second when it hits, you pull the opposite direction and press the throw button. But essentially, it is an all-around solid move. This could actually kill at high percents, and there's a lot of cool setups you can actually do with the jab. Most of the time, guys, we're going to be using just the first 2 hits of his jab, because notice that at no matter what percent, he actually keeps the enemies very close to him. And so the first move we're going to talk about is his down tilt, which is this stomp right here. He takes the butters, the Timbos, and he launches enemies up with it. So you could do it right after that. And you could grab enemies out of the air. Like, no lie, guys, this continues to work for a pretty long time, actually. And then eventually, you know, they'll be able to, like, fly up and you won't be able to hit them anymore. It is what it is, but you could always predict their air dodge, predict their jump, and then go ahead and hit them like that for an early kill. But essentially, the main bread and butter combo of this, guys, is his jab, jab into down tilt, because that'll set up our offense. So our next move we're going to talk about is his grounded up special. This is actually a grab. He'll grab enemies out of the air, and it has a pretty crazy reach. It actually can even reach behind him. If the enemies are like jumping behind him, like sort of like behind his head, if they're trying to get over him, he will still grab them. It's happened to me sometimes. You could even set up some really awesome re-grabs and bully people that don't know how to get out of this. Yeah, that clip actually happened. Basically, we're going to be doing jab, jab into down tilt into up special, and he'll throw enemies down right there. And you'll see, based on what they decide to do, you can react to that. So we can do that again. You could even grab them again right there. You could re-grab them. You could continue to just apply an insane amount of pressure with that. If you re-grab them, you could go into a forward smash. You could even get an early kill right there. Sorry, I meant forward aerial. There is a wall in front of Jason. Forget about it. He is getting re-grabs on enemies all day. It is very tough for a lot of players, especially on Day 1, to deal with this character. I think everybody needs to pick up Jason and understand his kit, so this way you're going to know how to avoid a lot of his stuff, because he does have a lot of cheese. Jason's forward air is really good. It has a lot of kill potential. It can kill from the sides pretty much at 100%. Even right now, I think it'll kill from the sort of the middle right here. Landing that, yeah, that'll kill. It's a really strong move. Its hitbox can be kind of weird, and all his moves have really slow startup outside of his jabs. So you really want to be careful with this character. You don't want to really like go in with his forward slash. You want to sort of like retreat with it. You can go in with it, but it's best to do the same like dash attack cancel I was telling you guys about. So if you do this and you land it, as soon as you land, you go into the forward attack, which forward attack will do an instant dash attack. No matter what, even if you're like standing this close up to Shaggy, because typically to get a dash attack, you got to start running like that and then you get it going. But if you really want an instant one, especially after a move, you can get it off that way. Another good move is his aerial neutral attack. You'll notice it doesn't slash in front of him. Well, technically it does, but it also covers underneath him, which is a pretty weak spot for Jason. Jason has an issue with hitting enemies that are like pretty short because he's big himself. So like this sometimes will miss a lot of the shorter enemies. And what you can do instead is do aerial like neutral attack. It's pretty solid. For one thing, this is really good against Banana Guardian, because Banana Guardian, I was playing against this one dude who kept using a lot of his forward pokes, and it was really hard for Jason to get in. So what I ended up doing was jumping and using this. This is also really good against Arya, who's pretty short too. Jason's down air is really good. This could actually kill opponents right here on the edge. You don't even have to be all the way off. It travels pretty far. It goes through stage. It goes through platforms. It's really strong. You can't go wrong with it. And it also combos into his up special, which is right there, and that could actually be a kill confirm at later percents, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. His up special is a Shoryuken, which is no joke. This thing does an insane amount of damage, guys. Has a crazy amount of knockback, and if you haven't been seeing the clips on screen, Jason is an absolute menace in this range here. One of these at any percent, 40, 50, will kill. His up air is a 2-strike poke that could actually kill pretty early as well. The issue with this though is that you could actually miss second hit and also the first hit, depending on how fast you're going through the enemy. So like, say like, let's go right here. If I keep pulling it, I could actually miss the target. The main thing is that you want to hit the second hit. You see the first hit miss right there. I've even had it where like the first hit will connect and then the second hit will miss like that. You really need to properly be throwing this out. Honestly, if you use this in tandem with his up special cheese, he actually can get some pretty early kills and setups with this. This character is, I'm gonna say it, man, he's pretty busted in some elements, but he's not too hard to deal with. He can be pretty containable, especially if you know his moveset and play within your range, and don't really feed into his bullshit by getting up in his grill when it's his opportunity to throw out hands. Jason's side special is a teleport, and now it does have a hitbox, but it's only on the first hits of the move. The second hit does not have a hitbox, unfortunately. You can use it in the air as well, which is pretty cool. But the main thing you're gonna want to use this for is there's actually a guaranteed like kill setup with this. Let's put him at 95%. This actually works even higher enough than this, higher than this, crazy enough, guys. That's guaranteed, by the way. Let's put Shaggy into dodge after hit stun. See, watch. He's going to dodge immediately. Let's get him over a 120. Guaranteed, guys. If you're having trouble killing with Jason, which you typically won't, but for whatever reason, if you are having any issues, jab jab side special is a guaranteed kill on any stage. This character is pretty busted. What's cool about that teleport is he had that move in Mortal Kombat X. Oh, also he does have this neutral attack, Axe Slam, which is a pretty slow attack. It has a decent range and it's pretty chunky. Jason's neutral special, if you hold it down, it actually has a special effect where it gives him gray health. Now when he has this gray health, he can look how much faster he can move. He's pretty quick, and it lasts a decent amount of time. It'll last until Jason takes damage or uses a move, and you see when he goes away, you go back to being slow, and it adds that damage to my health bar. So when we do that, it adds 15 damage to my health and 20 gray damage. So you'll see when it goes away, or I use a move and it does go away. Jesus Christ, he kills with that. All your moves do more damage, but as soon as you use it, even if you miss an attack, it goes away. So you do got to be careful with that, chat. It just basically makes him stronger, faster, and he can also tank in a hit. So let's go ahead and make Shaggy do an attack. So Shaggy is set to attack. Let's put on some gray health, and you'll see right here, you can tank one hit. There you go. I like to use this move if I just killed an enemy and I'm at like 130, 140%. My damage doesn't really matter. I'm going to die anyways. I'll use this to kind of give myself an opportunity to continue offense and string along more damage before they eventually kill me, or even get an early kill on them, guys. Jason's neutral special in the air is actually an air grab. It's pretty slow, so you kind of want to like do that before you have fast fall. But what's really cool about it is it knocks enemy back, and it's pretty cool to set up stuff like this where you know if they're coming back. Oh, I was a little slow right there. Actually, an easier one would be this. Yeah, that actually works a little bit better. Jason also does have a down special move, which I don't think it has a whole lot of utility, but basically it brings him down really quick and does a diagonal slash at the enemy. However, there's a 2-hit to it, and it depends. You can't use this move too high from the ground or else he won't do the second hit. You got to kind of be lower to the ground, right, when he lands the slash so he can go forward with the second charge. So like right here, boom, he goes into that second hit, you see? And that only works if you land on the floor as he's hitting. If you do it, like watch, I'll hit Shaggy with it from a really high point, he won't go into the second hit. That's down special. But with that air grab, it's really cool for setups. Jason is really good on stages with walls, man. Stages like Batcave, Space Jam, Game of Thrones, Cromulence. Anything that has a wall, Jason will take full advantage of and can just really rack up the damage. You can get people up to 80 to 90% from zero off of one wall combo into a regrab, and then continuing on with that. He also has jab jab into down special, which will put people into a sleeping bag, which you can move them around with, which is hilarious. But while in the sleeping bag, you could actually hold on, let me see. I think that there is a way to pummel. To pummel them, you're gonna press attack over and over again, and he'll keep on pummeling them over and over and deal a decent amount of damage. It's not crazy. Yeah, close to like 9 damage. But what's really cool is you can actually walk enemies off to the edge and toss them off to kind of like play with their offense now and keep them in an ever-guessing state, because the offstage game against Jason is pretty terrifying. This guy can do stuff like this. He can actually like pop you back up right here and then re-grab you and throw you back off. He can put you back in a sleeping bag and toss you back off. Jason can jump over him. He can grab you again and throw you off. Like, there's so many options Jason can do. And I love this character. I think this character is super fun. Regardless of the fact that he's big, chunky, and can get absolutely combo to hell, it is very fun and satisfying when you pull off his bullshit. He does have the most utility off of his jabs, guys, so you're gonna really want to be utilizing his range and huge size to perfection so you can whiff punish enemies. You can be aggressive with Jason, but it is best to wait for opponents to attack and then hit them with his longer range jabs or set up combos into early deaths and then mess around with enemies that are playing above Jason. Now, his up smash actually folds a bed on an enemy, and it does have a slow startup. It has decent range, but in my opinion, it's not that good. You could actually even slide cancel it too with the dodge slide. I still think it's better to go into this, right? You could do stuff like that. You could use his like the forward slide animation and to go into his jabs, which again, every character can do this. You basically press forward and dodge, and then you can go into like your offense. So he's at a higher percent, so send him out of here. The bed, in my opinion, is just super avoidable. I don't think it's that great to use. You could even like combo into it here at early percents. Later percents, this won't work as well. Even like right there, enemies can kind of like dodge out of it if you're like a little slow with it. Actually, it's kind of consistent right there. I love that so much. In my opinion, you're better off going for the down tilt after that to go into up special and just basically read and bait out your opponent's reaction and play off of that. Now, when it comes to perks, remember in this build, it is a little bit tricky to actually play with perks. Most people are just playing with this generalist one because the perks are a little bit too expensive, but I think what really works well for Jason is... Oh, that's a glitch. It's showing banana guard here. That's not supposed to be there. So Jason has 2 perks. The main perks, signature ones. He has monstrous sidestep, which when you use the teleport, he'll teleport and go directly behind the enemy, which I don't think is that great. I think this actually can hurt you a lot of times because once you end up behind them, he can't really act out immediately and enemies can just jab you out of it. So I don't really like this one. I think this one, Resurrectionist, is probably better. It's the first time that Jason and an ally are about to get wrung out. They will instead be pulled back towards the center of the map and have a brief window to keep fighting before they automatically be wrung out again. So basically, if you die, they'll bring you back and you'll be able to play and continue to clap their cheeks. So let's do that right here. See, Resurrectionist, he's back, and you can probably land out a couple moves before you die. It's probably like 5 seconds, I think. I think that's about 5 seconds. And for other perks, I mean, collateral damage is a good one. What this basically does is it makes it so that he gets 1 additional damage to his moves whenever you knock enemies back into terrain. He's going to be doing this a lot, so why not use that? Pugilist or Pugilist, he actually gets more melee attack damage. Pretty solid right now for the beta. Other perks are going to be way better to use in this position. And then Snowball Effect, which in 1v1 setting, I think this still works. 7% damage boost. That's really good. That's flammable, Doc. Jason doesn't really have anything that classifies as a projectile, so it makes no sense to really use this, but he does have other options here for like tanking defensive purposes, so feel free to play around with that however you guys want. Jason is all about harassing enemies, forcing them above him, and playing mind games with them, either with his up airs, his up specials, into regrabs, his air grabs. He benefits a lot from the wall, and will live quite a long time. Now, it's quite obvious his biggest weakness is his speed and his hurt box size. This dude will oftentimes get bodied by Arya, but if you do catch Arya off the top with one up special, it is pretty much a wrap for her, even at like 40-50%. And while he does have guaranteed kill combos and setups, he thrives off of baiting enemies into dodging and then continuing his offense, whether with the up special regrabs or uppercuts and crazy wall game. This character is a lot of fun to play, man, and I think day one he's going to cause a lot of people problems. However, remember, it is just day one, and people will soon figure him out and learn how to avoid his kits. But for now, I cannot recommend enough for everybody watching this, for everybody that doesn't watch this. You guys should recommend this to players as well, because we want everybody to get better. We don't want to just steamroll people, man. We want to clap people's cheeks, help them get better, and beat people while they're at their absolute best. For real though, learn this dude's kit, whether you're trying to learn how to play as him or learning to fight against him. I think Jason is going to give a lot of people trouble on day one especially, so here's that. Guys, comment down below which character you'd like to see next, and let's get a discussion going. More MultiVersus guides are on the way, and you don't want to miss them. My name is BltzZ, and thanks for watching.